Congratulations. So, having a conversation with JT the other day, or Andrew, over the winter, and trying to say, okay, trying to learn them, what the routines are and all that, but just really understanding the metrics of what they're good at, where they can improve at, and then look at their swings and their mechanics. Kevin did a great job of sending me all Andrew's film from 13 through 18. I've got JT's stuff. So I've gone through a lot of their things. I saw the progression in their career of how they changed. So this opens up the conversation. Hey, when you did this, you used to do this, and now you're doing this. What was the adjustment for? Just to kind of learn them, so when I'm interacting with them in the cage, I have an idea of kind of what they've been through. Nice.
Woo. So my one question would be, with all this, when you slow it down as much as you do, how do you guard yourself from saying, okay, I can't stand in the batter's box 600 times the exact same way?
No question.
Right?
Right.
So when you're looking at these things and you're going frame by frame, there's no way this foot's going to come up exactly at the same time. But you're looking at some sort of commonality that he has to get to, probably that at the point that you're looking for.
Right. Let's say a guy slide steps or he's real quick to the plate,
right,
and he's going to be rushed a little bit.
Right.
So you can nitpick it and say, well, hey, you didn't get up as high here, or this and that. Well, I'm paying attention during the course of the game, so I remember those moments. It's when the stride foot gets into the ground, and if you look at here, this is 1,000 frames a second. So as you watch, when his stride foot hits the ground and he gets the heel plant right here, you need him to be in a very strong athletic hitting position, right? So stride foot's open, slightly open, tip of the bat's over his head. And now his back heel should stay on the ground, and he should start the kinematic sequence, which means your lower half is going to lead your hand. So the first thing that should move is not down here, it should be right here. So as he starts to rotate, you see his lower half going, his back heel still on the ground. So he's still connected to the ground. Most guys have already pushed off in this position.
Right.
This helps you stay behind the ball and create that ground force. And then I will look at the route of his path. So Reese works above the top of the zone. A lot of people talk about laying the barrel back. He's still coming in direct.
Right.
And he can hit four-seam fastballs elevated. There's no velocity you can throw by him, because even though he's a power guy and he has a lot of power, he still can handle he can handle the fastball anywhere in the zone. So I'm going to think about being really direct to this ball, isn't it? But I know if I have the right angles and I let myself have that side bend, the barrel's going to turn under naturally and get on planes. So this is one of the things we look for, and the main thing is once he gets there, is that this is going before these. And then there's the direct part to the swing. And as he makes his move forward, real gets close to his back hip, we call that connection. The barrel is now going to start to flatten out and get in the zone early. So see right there, he's in the hitting zone. Look how far behind home plate that is. So everybody talks about you want to get in here, but you don't create it this way.
Right.
You're going to be direct to it, and then your posture will tilt and turn, get a little side bend, and now he's in the zone from here to there. So any pitch that's right.
Let me ask you this question. When you said the posture takes over, is that kind of that idea? Like once he gets there direct,
right? Okay.
Everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah. So when you land, your stride foot hits the ground. You're in this position right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you start to rotate and maintain this line, I have side bend. My posture's tilted. My barrel's in this position. Now I can hit through the ball.
All right.
Most people get into this position and they get off of it. So a lot of guys try to keep their shoulders square throughout, and Reese comes in square, and then he naturally tilts, which turns his barrel under and gets him on plane with the pitch. So we just try to maintain our posture throughout a sequence rotation and into the finish that way.
You spent last year here. You saw people's strengths. You saw people's weaknesses. What's the address between you, Gabe, baseball ops people, where we all sit down after the season's over, and you are charged with an awful lot of input being put in, but now you're charged with the directive on how do we address certain issues that we had last year that were on the bad side to make them better?
Right. When you can look at the team concept of that, and a lot of people want to measure that. We look at the individual concept of that. Because we brought in 4 new people that have high contact skills,
okay,
high walk rates. Okay.
So you address part of the issue.
Part of the issue is because we know what works, right? So one year you're a good hitting coach, and this is for all hitting coaches, and the next year you stink, right? Because why? Because the philosophy changed? Our two-strike approach has been the same.
Right.
My job as a hitting coach is to understand their fingerprint, basically how their swing works, why it works that way, what they're thinking in the box, and when they get out of whack, I got to bring them back. And that's what we try to do, is make sure that I'm on these things, so when if they have a moment where they need something, I'm able to bring them back. Goes out over. Beautiful.
You say you're trying to reach the sky.
back to yesteryear in the thought process, spring training was used to get into shape for the season. Most of these guys come into spring training. I mean, they're already wearing out, 100 baseballs a day, I'm sure, wherever they came from. So it's a little bit different of a mindset and physicality than in yesteryear.
Right, and I think getting them ready to play the season is at bats, getting their mind right and getting their timing. And that's the last thing that comes is your timing, right? So even the first day, some guys sit outside, they're getting beat a little bit, and as the next couple of days go, they start to get their timing. And they may start off with a little less routine now because we're so far away.
Right.
And then as we get closer, we start to build their in-game routines before you can play a spring training game.
All right.